Hi guys, welcome back to the Christian Banter podcast. This is a platform where we talk about conversations with Christians, by Christians, and most importantly, centered in Christ. Now, if you have not watched, liked, or subscribed, the time is now. Please do so and watch our previous episodes. We are now in season 2, episode 3 and 4, and I am mad excited, guys. The guest that we have today. Ooh! Okay. I'll let her introduce herself. I don't want to do the disservice and maybe under-represent or under-explain or under-introduce her. Meg.
Well, I will do all the under-introducing myself. My name is Wanjirû Muiruri. I am popularly known as Mwari Maitu, or She Drips Glory, pale kwa mtandao. I do a lot for CTA, so I don't even know what to say I do with CTA, but just know I work with CTA. And I'm currently the head of marketing for my company. I'm a creative, I'm a cat mom. I love God. You'd be surprised. And let me just end it there.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. And karibu sana. I'm also a cat mom, surprisingly.
Ooh.
How many do you have?
Oh, just one.
Oh, I have 2. Oh. I mean, I got one and then I was like, she's lonely, so now she needs a partner.
No. She has to stay lonely. She's expensive.
Oh, come on.
She has me.
Okay, that's true.
She's very self-entertaining.
Yeah? Thank you so much for coming. I've been looking forward. And I actually wanted you to tell us, hi, Mwari Maitu.
Oh! I didn't read that.
Try again. Let's go again.
Mwari Maitu. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to be fangirling a lot. So, Meg, actually, I'll just call you Wanjirû. Can I call you Wanjirû?
Yes.
How are you doing?
Right now?
Yes.
I'm awesome. I love the juice. I'm very jittery because I don't know where this conversation is going to go.
It's okay.
And I'm not the best person to be told to just speak your heart out.
You will speak a lot. It's a good thing.
So yeah, I'm very curious to see how this goes. Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry. It's just a conversation. And that season that we're in, we're discussing church heart. And I've heard you highlight your story on social media. Obviously, I follow you, right? And you have amazing insights.
Oh, thank you.
And so I thought to myself, what better than to bring you so that we can hear this conversation from you? Because the biggest problem we're having as Christians is people don't know where to get information. Ninajua ninaumia, tutaweka subtitles, but najua ninaumia, but I don't know how to substantiate or quantify this. Because I'm like, church is not supposed to hurt me, but you know there is something happening. So in your own words, in your own experience, what is church heart? What does it look like? What are the red flags? Take it away.
So the first thing is I usually have a problem with the word church heart because I feel like it's such a diluted version of the ish that actually happens behind the 4 walls of the church. So this is how because many people who've used the word against me, they're like, no, but Meg, I know you've been hurt, but then you know Jesus. I'm like, no, I wasn't hurt. I was dragged by my edges through the streets. That explains the forehead. I wasn't hurt.
By the edge is gone.
Hurt is what a boyfriend will do. That hurt is my class 7 boyfriend.
Right.
I won't name names.
Please don't. Not today.
You get that is hurt. It makes it sound like, oh, the church gave you a boo-boo. But then,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're not mature enough to get over that. You're offended just because the church hurt you. The church didn't hurt me. The church conned me. The church stole from me. And not the church. A specific individual. One nigga.
Yeah.
And his clan. But it happens in many churches. And then after experiencing that, there is this documentary that came out by the BBC about, oh my God, I'm about to set fire.
Let's go.
I hadn't even planned to mention this, but there's this Nigerian self-proclaimed man of God. What was his name?
He had a name.
TB Joshua.
TBC, yeah, he had TBN, whatever. Yes, Joshua.
Yes, TB Joshua. So a documentary came out and it was talking about the people who had been through his church, talking about the experience that was there, etc. And I could draw parallels between what I went through and what was going on in this place. The only difference, and glory be to God, is that mine was diluted. It's the same template, but we're just 10 years behind. You get? So I realized it's like me and somebody who goes to a certain, church. Like, I don't judge those people because they're just like me, but then 20 years ahead.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I won't call it church. It's not church heart. It's there are crimes that are happening in the church, and I'm calling them crimes because they're
against
against the law.
humanity.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're against the law of the Lord and the law of the land.
Right.
And that's the hell we have to go through. We've gone through, rather.
So I'll call them crimes against humanity because I'm a human rights defender. Do you want to highlight some of these things that you experience and or have seen happening in churches, and how they go unnoticed, and or basically what is happening?
There's a lot of sexual assault, sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I wasn't a victim, but I was very close to people who were victims. There is the stealing of destinies, but I'm not going to call it, it's not some voodoo destiny swapping kind of thing. It's more of a psyop, a psychological operation. So you find this promising graduate who's working, let's say, for a big farm in Kenya, all of a sudden has found the Lord and is very hungry for the Lord, and they unfortunately stumble upon the likes of the people that have experienced. And because these people tend to intercept your journey in search for truth, and they have 50-50, so 50% of truth and then 50% is their own manipulation. So you'll find that these people who are so promising, who could do great things in this country, are stuck there wiping chairs, kneeling down, worshipping other human beings. That's what I call the stealing of destinies. Now, for me, I wouldn't say my destiny was stolen. I believe it was actually handed to me. So in as much as I did go through that, I'm grateful that I went through that, because a lot of, so how do I put it? I believe there's a scripture for it. It's Joseph in the prison. It was my prison. So in fact, in as much as I was there, I did not get the results that are expected for people who've been through what I've been through. So it was where I was supposed to die, but it's actually where I began living.
Wow. That's a beautiful way of phrasing it. And I wonder how many people got to that point.
Unfortunately.
That they walked through the pain and the crimes against humanity and saw the other side of, actually, this was just a refiner's fire. And now I know better. And most importantly, I can sympathize with people who've gone through this. Because most times, it's like an abusive marriage. When you let me, oh babe, I've been in a marriage for 10 years and I've been beaten, I've been sponsoring this man. First instinct of someone who does not know that will be like, what is wrong with you? Nini naendelea? Kwani we ni fala? Again, marriage baba mafala. Like, kwani we ni fala, you know? But when you've gone through that, you're able to, you know, empathize with such people and walk that journey with them. When did this start? Were you in high school? Were you in uni? What happened? Like, where did you stumble upon these people?
So,
take a deep breath.
So it's when, okay, I think, let me write that down in case you don't ask that exact question, because I found an answer, but it's not exactly that answer. It's just a wider answer. But I'll save that at the back of my mind in case that conversation comes up. I would say when I, it's mostly in hindsight, after finally leaving this place, that I could draw a line even from my first, maybe the first church I ever attended. You get? Because this is the thing, it's not a harsh black and white, it's a gradient. So if you look at a gradient, let's say going from white to black, there's white and then a little bit gray, and then now it's completely dark. So even in the places that I was that I would count as good, they still have they have that corrupt DNA, and I can tell if they continue in this on this path, this is the end result. There's no getting out of this unless it's not even a rebrand. You have to do a rebrand is mostly external. So what's that thing when you're a complete renewal, rather, unless they have a complete renewal, a complete purging from beginning to end. So these people, I stumbled upon them. It's actually not so long ago. It was in 2021, the end of 2021. And I was with them for 2 years and I left in 2023. Yes.
Did it immediately begin? Like, I want to understand the level of audacity. Does it start immediately you join, or do they try to ease you into it?
So that's the thing. It looks like a very normal church. I can't believe, that's when it looks like I'm being interviewed for a documentary against these people. So just in case you guys are watching, because I know you're curious and you love keeping up with my life. This is nothing against you. Your ideas have stayed hidden. So msijaibishe kwa kujaribu kurespond, mtajianika. So how it looks like a very normal place, and to a certain degree, Nimekwambia nimepata tumbo joto. I'm trying to find the words. Because and then you also, you're making me now introspect. When did this actually start? So this is the thing. It's not that when they started being a cult, that was always the DNA. It's just the deeper you get into it, the more becomes unveiled.
Right.
And then there was always this fear of questioning. You can't question what is being said. You can't question the man of God. He's anointed, etc., etc. So by the time you're coming out of it, there's a lot of dissonance because you're like, is this where I've been?
Really? Yeah.
Yes. So I remember even when Kitambo, because I've done my own fair share of church hopping,
Right.
which means people like to criticize that, but that means I really try to hold on to you guys.
Yeah, I'm trying my best, guys. Yeah.
So I was never actually leaving the church. I was like, you know what, maybe this is not the place for me. Let's try that person. Then people would be like, oh, you should have stayed in one place.
Today is not the day. Yeah.
So Kitambo, in my church shopping era, well, not a lot, by the way. I used to really try and stay committed, at least to like normal relationships. So in order for me to leave a church, I would never actually leave a church until like I have direction that I'm going to this other place.
Right.
So I never stayed at home. I never was the kind of Christian that doesn't go to church. So when I was leaving this place, the reason why I really tried to hold on to hold on to it was because I could not physically step into another church.
Okay.
When we were going in, we used to joke that let's give this place a name, Revival.
Yeah.
Ati unatoka Revival uende wapi? And the underlying nini was that this place is amazing. This is the church. This is the best church ever. Unatoka huku hujirudishe huko. But then towards the end, we were saying the same thing, but it was I cannot fail to see bits and pieces of this place every other place. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think I've really digressed from your question, but if I'm not wrong, you're asking when it started.
Yeah, or when you started noticing. What was it? Yeah.
So when I started noticing that this place is a red flag.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Producer guy, it's all gonna be 40 minutes. So my brother dies. Brother in Christ, but a very, very close friend of mine.
Right.
And when he passed on, I had a dream. The first dream, actually, this was before he passes on.
Right.
The first dream was, I saw him walking. He was walking ahead of me, like a few meters ahead. And then he stands just to make sure I'm still following. And then he enters into a barber shop. I was working in that barber shop at the time. This is a dream. And when I enter there, I'm looking for him. I can't find him. But I know that he's left me shoes.
Right.
And my this emoji, let's give him a name. Fauru.
Fauru, what did you say?
Fauru. Yes. Yeah. So I say Fauru in that barber shop, and I'm asking him, I'm telling him, my brother Michael has left me shoes. And in the dream, I even knew the kind of shoes. I used to call them my Jesus sandals, because they were the kind of...
The ones you strap like this, like this.
Yes. So I'm like, oh, Michael has left me shoes. Ziko happy. And then Fauru claimed that he couldn't see them, but I knew they were in that dream. They were in that barber shop, but he claimed that hakuna kitu nimeachiwa. And then you see he had disappeared. And then a few weeks later, if not days, he passes on. And that's when I get the revelation of that dream. The revelation being, in the armor of God, shows a gospel, the gospel of peace.
The gospel of peace, yeah.
And I knew, this is crazy because it's a lot of hindsight, because we're talking about maybe 2-3 years ago.
Right.
And so many things have come to pass. I knew that Michael, it's like he was handing over his assignment to me.
Basically, shoes represent authority.
Exactly. So I remember, and then now he passes on. He passes on, I think it was on a Monday. We get the news, actually on a Sunday, we get the news on a Monday. Everything stops. We couldn't do everything because he was so me and my best friend, he was this nerd that me and my best friend love Boring. My best friend is Muthoni.
Right.
So I think you can think of one person right now in church who is very well versed in the Bible, but also knows a lot about the world, and not the world in terms of the world. But like when I mention, let's say Operation Mockingbird, he's not going to be like exactly you
knowledgeable.
Yes. So we loved him, and then he was awkward. So we had kind of like adopted him.
Yeah.
So of course, when his death catches us off guard.
Yeah.
The day he dies, this is so many details, guys. I don't know whether you guys have the grace for.
No, it's okay.
No,
it's okay.
Conversation.
We will figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the day that he dies, my friend had locked us out of our room. It will make sense. She had alikuwa ameacha funguo zetu kwa kanisa because we were working at the church. She had left them on that Sunday.
Church ya huyu nani, this
Fauro, yes.
Okay.
So we had to sleep over at a friend's place, and then that morning we wake up, take a long walk to the church. It was a very scenic walk. We go pick the keys from the church, and then as we were walking back, I remember we said, you know what, let's go celebrate his life. We went, we bought ice cream, we went and stayed, we went and visited apartments that we used to live in Kitambo, but we had downgraded because we were getting poorer. So I'm saying that because this apartment shows up in my dreams.
You can just say that and then move on. I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
Unfortunately, now we were living in a refurbished club. No, for real. They close down a club, they make it into an apartment. That's where we were. So after this ice cream, okay, I'll give you a second.
Please give me a minute. You can just drop banger after banger and then go on. Anyway, moving on safely.
So we go back and I have an evening nap. This is the second dream I'm having with Michael, and this has come after his death has been announced.
Right.
And in this dream, the apartments that we used to live in, we had gone there because they had a really cool rooftop and you'd have a beautiful view of the entire town. Right. So I'm saying we're in this apartment. So it's a very detailed dream. Let me start it this way. It's a crew of 6. We're working as 6 of us, but we're going to where Fauro lives. Fauro has his own building that was next to the church, his own house, a big, beautiful mansion. But then when we get there, the mansion looks abandoned and it's grey, and then it's something out of a horror story. And then when we ask around, we're being told, actually Fauro has moved. Like, it doesn't make sense. This is Fauro's house. Why would he move? Yeah. And then as we are walking out of that place as the crew of 6, there's so much darkness in the town. Right. So much darkness. And somebody gets stabbed. I'm just going to summarize it. And as they're getting stabbed, their features change. And they look, their features change and they look like Maleficent. So the horns, etc. Yeah. But then Maleficent...
That cartoon was weird.
Exactly. Maleficent has glasses. And I heard it was like an announcement. And the announcement was like, Maleficent has become the teacher. Oh. And I was like, what the hell? This is the kind of dream you wake up and you're like, hey,
you're like, what was that, God?
And then all of a sudden there's so much darkness. And this dream was so tied to Michael because I could see him. I could see him there, but then it's like he's controlling the dream, but he's not. So eventually there was so much darkness. And I remember somebody announcing, as in the darkness was like the street lamps were off. Right. But then individual people's houses had lights. So I'm just going to summarize it up over. But it was much longer than that. Right. So after that dream, I wake up, I tell it to my friend, I write it down. And then, not long after, I think 2 Sundays later, Fauro says that I've gotten a revelation. I'm no longer a pastor or an apostle, I am a teacher. Oh. Remember in the dream?
Yeah. Maleficent becomes, child of God.
And then...
This is the moment to run, no?
No, this is when, let me tell you, the kind of mental... For you to stay in a cult, you're in such darkness, God has to go, frame by frame. It's just pulling a thread at a time.
Layer after layer.
Yes, exactly. And then, like, maybe a week later, why is Fauro packing up things from his house and moving? But I thought this was your house. Yeah. And in the dream, he had moved. You get? So there are many layers in that dream that were just happening, and like... something happens and I'm like, it was in that dream, it was in that dream. And then I decided to look into Maleficent and I found out that she's inspired by a Greek god called Nemesis. And Nemesis was like a god of vengeance, etc, etc, etc. So basically, at first, and this is the thing about also being in a cult, you don't want to question the man of God. So you will find fault in the church, you'll find fault in the administration. You will say, Fauro is not the problem, it's the people around.
Including your family when they try to get you out of it.
Yes. But everything, let everyone be false, but the man of God
not the
be
man
true.
of God. Yeah.
You get? Yes. So I would say, for me,
but it's true. Anyway,
it's true. For me, this was the beginning of the end. It began with that dream. And then after that dream, there are things that you just couldn't ignore. And let me tell you, when you're in such a place, and even you as a church-going Christian, there are elements you've chosen foolishness just for you to maintain community, right?
Oh, if I was Yeah.
You get. But then some of you are lucky that because this is let me now address kidogo Mwari Chubamba Mafala. Part of the reason why I agree with that statement, well, I understand why it was said, and I'm also nuanced enough not to get offended by it.
Right.
I understand why it was said, but why I would agree with that is there's a certain level of ufala that you need to maintain a relationship.
That's true.
You
That's
get,
true.
and especially a marriage.
Yeah.
You have to close your eyes to a lot of things. Na sisemi kwa uvumilivu. Namaanisha, for any relationship to work, there has to be a certain level of holy. So 100%. For you in the church, there's maybe there are sermons that are said before Sadaka speaks, and you're like, oh, thank God sikuleta mgeni leo. Something
or
like
even
that.
like generally church drama. You know how when you're young and then there are those older women who don't necessarily like you, and they have no reason whatsoever, by the way. So you have to choose your heart. You have to choose your heart, I think. But also wisdom dictates you need to know when you need to leave, when something is no longer serving you. Because for example, if I was like, for me, I used to drink, right? So for a while when I became a Christian, I couldn't go to the club because that is my Achilles heel, you know? So you have to know when something is beyond what you can take control of or you can work with or pray for.
Yes.
Because wisdom.
And the other thing I usually say, it also has to be a healthy environment for me to do that. Because this is vulnerability.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. That level of foolishness requires people that will not take advantage of you choosing to be foolish.
Exactly.
You get. I call it foolishness because even submission is foolishness. Because I have the strength to lead us.
It's true.
But I will put my strength down for us to
work. Even Christ calls us to die to self.
Exactly.
My pride would tell me I can figure it out. I don't have to follow Jesus whom I've never met in person, you know? So it requires you to finish the knowledge of this world and take up his mantle so that you can follow him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now in your case, you're in a healthy environment to choose that foolishness because it's not being used against you.
Yeah.
People like me and and people who are following to be Joshua, we still had the same, it's the same principle we're applying, but we're in toxic environments.
Yeah.
So it means the concentration is too much. You understand? The oppression is too much. It's completely, it's you trusting a thief.
Yeah.
Trust is not wrong.
100%,
you understand? But if it's invested in the right
outcome
person,
is the same. The care is constant.
Exactly.
This person wants to maliza you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So now because of that level of Nini, God had to just do it layer by layer. So this was the beginning. And then I started asking questions. I started finding fault in the admin. It got to a point. And then my problem was also that I was also employed in the same place.
Right.
So I was here Monday through Monday.
Oh no. It's your workplace. It's your safe space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And somehow I think it also created a lot of resilience for me. The worst thing it did for me was made me believe that I am nothing. The self-esteem issues that I came out of in that place, it's the kind of place that will let you know that we pay you to help you. You know the way the world is bad. Sasa unadhani do you think mtapata mtu kama mimi mwenye anakuja tu
oh my God, it's giving narcissistic relationships. I will not indulge in that right now, but yeah.
Exactly that. So by the time I'm coming out, they were paying me. I was doing like 7 different jobs for these people. I wrote an entire book for them that they're monetizing off that I've never seen a coin of. I was teaching their children. I was this
who do we need to sue?
I know, right? Sue everyone, even this guy.
Even this.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I volunteered at the front office kidogo. I was writing scripts for them. I was in production. I know. I was when I discovered my social media side of things, they started raising hell on me like, oh, you're going to do things out there, but you can't do them for the church. I'm like, but the church has never opened that Nini for me. So basically it was a lot. And out of doing all this, I am being told, this is worth 10K. So can you imagine my shock when someone is employing me just to do their social media?
And gives you a crazy figure and you're like...
Oh, it wasn't crazy. It was 20K. But I was like, oh my God, I'm
stealing
from
so
this
much
guy.
Money. Is he sure what he's doing?
Exactly. It was such, oh my God, my family celebrated.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the damage I went through. So that event, because every time I tell people about church, not even church heart, my news with the church, I noticed even the conversation we were having about me calling something corny.
Yeah.
The assumption is I am speaking out of heart, or like it's like maybe for how women who've experienced a low man would speak about men. So that is speaking
that
is speaking from a place of heart.
Right.
I think I've like I've just moved on.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
honest, I
think it's lessons learned. That's where
lessons
you're
learned.
at. Yeah.
And now where I stand, I no longer have the desire to please. So I
Right.
will call something out
As
for
is.
how I see it. So anyway, I don't know.
But you see, that's a level of refining that God has to get you to. Because, I mean, and I've spoken about this before in another episode, about performative Christianity. Had the prodigal son story not ended the way it did, like, the band-aid needed to be ripped off for the elder son to realize that, hey, it's not because you sit here every day and you don't do anything that I love you. I love you because I love you. Similarly to the prodigal son, you don't need to go sit with the nguruwes and whatever so that I can love you. So similarly, I think it has to come back to this other side where you say, hey, I'm not putting up a performance. My righteousness is through Christ Jesus, and I will call it as is. This is black, this is white. And Christ himself was the biggest. I think that guy, this one time, I was having, we don't need to go into that. But anyway, one day a matatu guy was misbehaving on the road. And so I nilishuka nikenda nikampasha, right? I told the driver, why are you driving recklessly? Umebeba watu 14 kwa hii gari. And then someone was like, hey, madam, naona umetoka church, because it was Sunday. Madam, umetoka church. Niko like, na pia Jesus whipped people in the temple. I'm doing exactly that. Accountability is key. But I feel like, especially with cults, and I've had interactions with people who've been in cults, the problem is we talk a lot about any horizontal ama ni sijuangi hizo vitu.
Vertical.
Yeah, kwenda juu. Vertical accountability, but we never talk about horizontal accountability. So if I came and I robbed you, ukweli nilikutoka do. Kesho nikuja nikwambie, mimi niliokoka. Bro, mimi niliokoka.
Ka God alinisamehea.
God alinisamehea. Wewe ni nani ukosa kunisamehea? But have you thought about, you hurt me. You broke my trust. That is what is lacking in the church a lot. People are just like, but niliokoka bro. Najua nilikuwa nachapa bibi yangu, but niliokoka though. So I feel like that's lacking. But I just want to understand, were you able to get your friends out of this? Are there things that you cringe when you see the church now, or people in church? Do you cringe? Do you tell them that, hey, this is going to lead you here? Or how did you navigate that?
This was the beginning of maisha ni yako, my maisha ni yako mantra, because I knew that the only way I could have gotten out of this is the only way I got out of this is God making me his personal project. You understand? Right. It started with the dreams, and then after the dream, there's this church in Nigeria that was having an international conference. And I listened in during one of the conferences, and they had this man of God from Cameroon, Sijui Pierre, Pastor Pierre Nyankok, something like that. Oh, he's amazing. At least from the sermon that I listened to. I cannot vouch for his character. I don't know him like that. You know, nowadays you have to separate. But as a speaker, lack it. So I listened in, and it was also this. I didn't know I was transitioning out. Me, I thought I was just trying to survive. So I have quit. Had I quit? No, I hadn't yet quit the workplace. So I listened to him, and at the end of that, he does. So this could have either been manipulation. Now we can call it manipulation, or it could have either been a leading from God. I'm not going to deny the possibility of it being both. But he challenged people to give sacrificially. So, but now I knew I couldn't give to Nigeria. So I had 10K in savings. As a person who's earning 10K, that's
a lot of money. Hey, girl.
I took that, and I knew the place I'm in is poisonous. I gave it back to them because I know this wasn't me trying to get it in the hands of the right people. This was me getting it out of my hands into the hands of God.
100%.
You get. So I give to that. And after that, I remember I get a new wave, this wave of depression. A crazy depression. And my friend, I mentioned Muthoni. Oh, now they're gonna know themselves. Like, so Nini Muthoni comes. Muthoni wasn't staying with me Monday through Friday. So she was working. She used to come to that place on the weekends so that we were Sunday school teachers together. We could do this, and then she'd be back in school, KSL, Monday through Friday. So she'd come on Friday nights. So this time, and then she was more engrossed, like she, like right now off the top of your head, tell me a Christian who you believe will enter into heaven before you.
Sumisola,
There we go.
baby, for sure.
You get.
Yeah.
So we all know people
Yeah.
who are more serious Christians than
Right,
ourselves. You get
100%,
like
yeah.
every time you're with them, you're
But
like,
like when in deep state.
I know. There we go.
Kweli, yeah.
So that's Muthoni for me.
Yeah.
In the cult and even till date.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine. I never expected her because if me I was if I was neck deep in the cult,
Right.
Muthoni was drowning with her hands up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
You
you
get-
know to go big or go home.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like I would do so well in a cult.
Yes.
For sure.
Almost
Because I'm the kind of
definitely.
people who go big.
Ooh, you're a cult leader's dream.
They're like, this is what we need. Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
Nowadays they hate to see me coming.
Yeah.
I used to be like you.
Yeah.
So nowadays even genuine pastors hate to see me coming.
Yeah, because they're like, she's gonna call us out.
I know. Like you'll just see me making a face at you. And I'm
Like,
not, it's not intentional. Because
Yeah.
even if I am not committed to a church,
Right.
I do go to several church events.
Right.
And so like when the praise and worship person is doing the most, I'm like, bruh.
It's a bit suspect, yeah.
It's not even suspect. It's like, come on. Like you're extra. Okay, anyway. So back to this. So Muthoni is drowning deep in the thing. So
Right.
she's the last person I'd expect to hear me out.
Right.
So this one time, she then mind you, now it's this wave of depression that has followed. We had the dream, we had this. So she's trying to pick my mind. Mike, what's wrong? What's happening? And I was angry at her. I was like, you can't understand. And then now she started asking me like leading questions. Like I was surprised. I was really surprised. She'd be like, okay, how did you come to this conclusion? And I told her, you remember when this happened and this happened and this happened and then the Bible says this and then this. Why are we ignoring this? And we had this conversation until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
2 a.m. in the morning, she said, you know what, Meg? You've opened my eyes.
Yeah.
That is the only person who I can say I influenced directly. And I never had the desire to.
Right.
She's the one who came looking for it. So from that point on, we started working with her. We're still in the place, but we are aware that apana.
This is not it. Yeah.
Exactly. I wouldn't have expected it because having known Muthoni all that time, mimi ndo nilikuwa mwenye dhambi. So nimemwharibu. But every other person after that, I never, ever tried to influence you to talk. Because this is a thing. It has to be... It's such a personal decision. The same way with, I don't try to compel people into salvation.
100%.
You are only as good as your conviction. And I usually say, I am not going to interfere with God's work just because I want to take the credit of being the person that brought in the flock. I don't have that, Nini. You know, the Bible says, I don't know, Paul planted, Apollo watered, and God gave the increase. I may just be, I'm not even a planter, maybe I'm just coming to weed out. And then somebody else has to do this. Some people's salvation journeys are usually like 10 years in the making. But you've been introduced year one, and you're saying, repeat after me.
That's true.
You get. So I never attempted. I was even in a relationship at the time, and I remember staying at home, not going. Like I've left this place, I've quit meaning, and I knew Sunday after Sunday this person is going to church, and we're still dating. She's going to this place, and we're still dating.
How did that end?
Oh, in shambles, but not because of the place.
Okay, at least.
Thank God, yes. But not because of the place.
Was he still hoodwinked while you guys separated?
I believe to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So later on is when I look in hindsight, there's a lot of growth that comes in relationships.
Right.
So by the time me and this person were getting together,
Yeah.
I was the perfect Christian. You know, I respected men.
Yeah, Proverbs 31.
Oh, shakataya. I respected men. I used to do the kani thing when man
Stop
of
it.
God passes.
You're lying.
Oh, bruh.
I should have met that version of you.
Not even the
I would
kani
be
thing.
laughing.
You've not met me on the floor. Eh? Ati, I've met Grace.
Goodness me. Man of God.
So, of course, all the church brothers who are
They're loving it.
salivating.
I mean, that's why even that cult leader was it was a perfect situation for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're salivating. They're like, and then I do Sunday school.
Oh, and you're never late.
I'm never late. So she's a good mother.
I know.
She's a good mother.
Everything. She's a good wife. Hey, I'm telling you.
So
Baby a pastor.
Exactly. So I remember the day I broke the news to him. We were headed to a prayer center.
Right.
And then I was like, I had teased that I can't even remember how this conversation had come up, but I wanted us to have this conversation at the prayer center.
Right.
That I am no longer in line with this place. So he's trying to, but he's not waiting for us to get to the prayer center. So he's asking me, so is it about Fauro? I'm like, yes, it is. But we'll talk Kukombele. I'm trying to postpone it. And then he's like, okay, we don't have to give me the details. But then he asked a leading question and he was like, do you believe he follows Jesus Christ? I looked him in the eye and I told him, no.
Whoop.
That was the end of the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I am so grateful that thing did not work out. Because aside from this Fauro-ish thingy, we were extremely not compatible like kwa ground. Like, bra, mimi nataka kupendwa, si kuombewa. Okay, unaweza niombea lakini unipende.
Sometimes God reveals our idols in very interesting ways. It had to be at a time when he had already shown you that this Fauro is not a man of God. Let's start there.
Yes.
And then now when you have this conversation with your partner and then they're not in line and or they did not take it gracefully. So, we don't have to agree.
True.
But we can take it in a graceful way. It's in that moment you knew I had to choose God. In all that you had to choose God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And then it wasn't, this is the thing. I don't even know where I got this. I never ever had the intention.
Right.
No one can stand and say that Meg made me live. Meg tried to convince me. I would only have these conversations because again, this is a cult. If it's something that has happened, we've been silenced.
Yeah.
You've been scared against speaking up and speaking amongst yourselves. You're gossiping the man of God. You're destroying the well that feeds you.
Thunder they strike you.
Exactly. So we are completely in need against speaking up. So these are only conversations you would have with people who are like-minded. You get. So I remember, and the funny thing, everyone who was my friend, they left, but at different times.
Yeah.
I remember how. Okay, but anyway, I'll come to the final day that I was there.
Right.
But this day that I'm breaking the news to him. Of course, for him, again, I'm not trying to. So we're just having this conversation the way we were having it with Muthoni.
Right.
But Muthoni was receptive and Muthoni was open. For him, he was a bit closed off. And this is the thing. I think it's also because we don't want our utopia to be destroyed.
Of course.
We know it's not ideal.
And I mean, a part of you is fighting for it.
Exactly. Who wants to have that identity crisis? So later on is when he said, he was telling me, you know, when I met you, you used to speak so highly of Fauro, but now this is how you speak of him. Because now me by the ukishanichosha.
But of course, that's growth. Growth dictates you either continue respecting the person or you realize you do not align with them anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he was telling, and then he's afraid because he was telling me, what if one day I become like Fauro? Then
big.
Not like him. Like now I start speaking about him. Well, to be honest, I've spoken about him worse than I spoke about Fauro. Because he worked hard for it. You get. So they are trying to convince him, but like, unless you do, mimi, nukinikosea. You understand? And it wasn't, everything I've said is truth. That's one thing I will say. Everything I've said is truth. So, of course, that relationship couldn't survive. But it wasn't even because about the cult. Because I remember he later left as well. But he left on his own volition. I think he left maybe 5-6 months after I did. And trust me, I knew Sunday he's going to church. I never had a problem. I don't know where I got that mentality from. But then, after we broke up, he went back.
Oh. Oh, wow. And told Fauro the way you've done many things there.
Well, who knows?
So how would you later leave? So you've gotten dreams, you've gotten this leading conversations with Muthoni and I assume a few other people, just that you didn't tell them we ought to leave. When did you get the audacity? When did you feel like, you know, this is it. I can't do this anymore, actually. Yeah.
So, again, first of all, community helps. Because I wasn't alone in this. So, I would have been feeling rather kind of cheesy. So, the first thing my first point of exit was quitting the job.
Right. Ooh.
Yes, saying I will still serve you, but I don't want to have it in exchange for money because I felt like their point of control was the money you get. Yeah. But then I remember, in fact, that relationship actually did help me because I remember I'd gotten to a point where I was so depressed. I would go to work without showering because I wake up and I cry from 6 to 7:45.
Now I realize this question on question. What triggered that depression?
It's realizing, well, the first thing, I think I'd come to the end of my life. Right. You understand? Depression is a complete and total lack of hope. I believe every word they've told me. I don't see myself surviving out there. Like, I remember there's a time Fauro lied to me that he's gonna help me continue with my education. And I went with my big face to Daystar. I remember going to Daystar University. It was for a fee structure. And that day was a ray of sunshine.
She'll do stand-up comedy.
It's okay. That day was a ray of sunshine because it was such a break from routine. There was this routine in the cult, and the cult is very far from Nairobi. So I come, I spend.
Used to Safiri. Where was it? I need to know. Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay, fine. Okay,
I'll
behind
tell
the
you. I
scenes.
don't want
Sorry,
people.
guys.
Let's assume it is in Busia.
Right.
But it's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
So I'd say maybe let's say Nakuru. Well, I don't have
Some
a very
place.
good bearing
Some place,
on it.
yeah.
I tried to find like a good distance, but a different place.
Okay.
But it wasn't in Nairobi.
Okay.
And so my parents were living, my family was living in Lower Kabete.
Right.
So I come, I spend the day in Lower Kabete, I wake up, I get ready, I go to Daystar, I interact with who would have been my professor. And I remember that it was such a, nika kuonjesha. I was like, is this, yani the sun shines different out here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a rabbit and the carrot being dangled.
Yeah. So I was like, it's nikama one day out, ama it's a trip. So you're gonna feel nika trip.
Oh yeah.
So, isiku, I knew now this world that I've seen with Akina Dista, like this, because let me tell you, in a culture in your own universe. So this world out here, I can't survive in there.
Yeah.
I don't have the nini, I don't have the education, I have spent my life here. Nobody will pay me, no one will give me money to do what I do for these people. Nimejaribu kujituma kushuka watu nywele. Nashuka mtu fulani braids na 8 hours. ADHD, mad ADHD. I suck at it. I suck at hard labor. Kufua nguo, it's a full day affair for me. So I can't hustle. Every hustle that I've tried being in the film industry. Hi Gerald, I'm meeting Gerald on Saturday. He's the reason I'm not in film. Ooh, Gerald, I digress kidogo. We did actor logs anyway. So basically the hard drive that had what could have been my audition tape for another film got crashed, and he was the one who was behind it. Oh dear. So now that's why I didn't end up in film. So I've had these instances where I'm almost success, but I'm not yet there. So that's the depression. I can't be here and I have no future there. You understand? And it's like I'm stuck in this place. Like I have to wake up to this. So this one morning I'm waking up, I'm crying for 2 hours. And by the time I'm done crying, I have to be in the workplace, in church by 8. So I don't even have time I don't even have the motivation to take care of myself. So I just wake up, I put on jeans and a trench coat, and I'm still crying. And then we're on the call with this relationship of mine. Who do we call him? Kangede. Kangede on his end is not even, Kangede had mad, like situational awareness is none. I remember him fighting me nikiwa kwa mazishi ya Michael, my brother. Yes. So this morning I'm waking up feeling like this man is also picking a fight with me. And I'm like, so I have an outburst. And I'm like, oh, do you know what I'm going through? So thankfully out of that outburst, he switches gears very quickly. Then he's telling me, so then why are you going if it feels this pathetic? And I told him, but I have no other choice. I have to go. Oh dear. Then he told me, but who said you have no other choice? It was such a small statement, but then nikaka hivi nikajiuliza, you know what? I have a choice. And it was like the 4 lepers. I have the choice of, do I stay here and die, or do I just let me walk out? So that was the beginning of the end. Yes, like I think 1 week from that I quit. I still had the same fears, but I'm telling you, my journey is long and very detailed, and I know time is not on our side.
Don't worry, I'm hosting you again. This is not the last time I'm hosting you.
So so it started with me quitting the workplace. And then after I quit the workplace, I quit on a Tuesday, and on a Wednesday I got a call from another client. And on that Friday we signed a contract for double what these people were paying me, 10% of the time commitment, and none of the stress. Extremely healthy workplace. So we signed that contract on a Friday. And after now I've quit the workplace, now they no longer have financial need over me. Of course. Now I can enter and go as I please. And I'm
that's pissing them off.
Yes. Oh, it is. I've become subordinate. Like right now,
because that's the next step for them.
If they were pissed off then,
I
know they must think I'm in the Illuminati or something.
I know.
So I remember now my last, because now we've quit the workplace, I was now transitioning out of quitting Sunday school, because Sunday school was my thing. The minute I entered this place, I needed Sunday school. I got my friend to come in with me on Sunday school, like people knew me and Sunday school. But then it had gotten to a point where even this Sunday school,
you don't want it anymore.
Why? Being mismanaged. Again, something else that happens in the church. So a good example of being mismanaged is, I'm a Sunday school teacher, but I have to cook tea for the students, for the children. And then it's not even, it's your job description, it's a requirement for all Sunday school teachers. So they used to handle church volunteers, like workers, even people who are not being paid. Like they could do that to us maybe because they're giving us 10 Gs. But they could, the other people.
I mean, I'm a Sunday school teacher, right? I'm a volunteer, but I don't have the same JD as someone who would be on a payroll.
Yes. But then, because for us, it even started long before we were on a payroll. So you're a church volunteer, you're a church worker, you're not being paid, but you're being handled literally like a slave. They talk down on you. The level of mismanaging a human being. So you had to cook the tea, you had to pack out the bread, you had to feed the kids, and then when the kids wake up, because we didn't even have a proper Sunday school room, it was a studio, and you know the studio, the floor carpeting, you have to sweep that floor and then clean it with a rag, so you have to clean that room after, and that was manageable. We made it work, we got used to it, it became our life. And then we moved places, we moved locations, because this place expands. In the second location, we used to cook na meko. Hii meko ilikuwa inatolewa kwa nyumba ya Fauro, inaletwa na gari tunatumia. So the person who's between us and Fauro, who's kind of like over, let's say the staff manager, decides that hii meko haitakuja. Huku kuna kuni. Na kuna mjiko ya mawe tatu.
So tuwashe makaa.
Si makaa.
Mashallah. Kuni literal.
Kuni 3 stone fire.
Oh my word. Maajabu.
Nitawasha mimi hata kwetu. Acha nikwambie nimekula
shida.
Mimi
mwenyewe sijui kuwasha. By the way, I like bonfires, but I don't know how to put that thing on.
Sikia hata tajiri anaziita bonfire.
No, I get the fireplace thing.
Furnace, ndio. Bonfire.
You get the point. Nani mawe tatu.
Rikore ya mahiga matatu.
Ya mahiga matatu.
Rikore aja.
Ini.
Tumekula shida. Lakini hatujatumia hiyo riko kwetu. So, do you know the stress? First of all, you're going to make me smell like this smoke. Now, I'm not in church. And of course, we had already given up the not in church aspect. But I'm like, my work is already hard. You're making it harder. And I remember we even had, we had a conflict with her about this. Because I really opposed this. And by the way, alirudisha your gas. But then it's just showing you, it had gotten to a point. And then, again, my unmedicated ADHD. Yes. I love my children. I love, till date. I've never forgotten every single one of them. I remember the success stories, and I pray to Jesus Christ that those kids like just succeed in this life, because I can't wait kuonea kwa big screen watu wangu. You get, but now this is life. And teacher Meg Nikari haribika juu niliona akiimba nyimbo za Beyonce. But so now I was quitting out of even Sunday school. So I've quit the work. I've started transitioning out of Sunday school. I'm training other teachers. I'm putting them in my place. I'm sitting in for the services. Because this is also me kidogo trying to hold on. I'm not sure I'm on my way out. The last straw, I go to Heaven's Gate Prayer Center. In Heaven's Gate, God gives me a revelation in Psalm 1. It says, blessed is the man who walks not on the path of the ungodly, sits in the seat of the scornful, and then something like the counsel of the wicked. Yes. So basically he tells me, those three things. The seat of the scornful, the path of sin, the path of the ungodly, and the something of sinners.
That when he was shouting at you, like, I've been telling you, you're not listening.
And I realized any person who's connected to this ministry, success.
Makosa kidogo imefanyika, because you're working in the council of.
That was around the 17th of December.
2020.
Yes.
2.
Yes. No, 23.
Okay.
I come back and it was now the 19th. I believe it was the Sunday before, because I remember the 24th was coming soon. It was the Sunday before. And our friend, I'm going to call him Kamau. Kamau had a car. So we had this whole friend group. And I have to do a reunion with these guys. Because, you know, exiting at different points, it means we had different levels of convictions at different times. Because there's a time we drifted apart. Because me, when I'm radical, them, they're still, we agree with you, but you know, we don't touch the anointed.
The anointed, touch not the anointed. That's a very misconstrued verse. Anyway, I'll not discuss that right now.
Yes. So we are seated in the service, and I'm like, sasa huyu mtu anasema nini?
Umechoka hata utaki kumuona.
Nikaitisha kama funguo ya gari, nikaenda nikafungua. Actually nikikamilisha fungua akaniambia iko na muthoni. Ule muthoni mwokovu. Muthoni ako na miguu kwa dashboard.
Akaenda ndani ya gari.
miguu kwa dashboard. Kwa like unafanya nini? Kwa niambia mimi nimeshindwa kukaa huko. Naambia nisonge. Kaingia. These services used to last I think even 8 hours. Like church kwa natoka saa 10 na ni mtu mmoja anahubiri. So tuko huko tu kwa gari tumebangiza tumeongea yeye alikuwa ananiambia yeye amepata conviction hii ndio siku yake ya mwisho lazima aende ombe baraka. Mimi and then this is the thing because Muthoni had a lot of favor in that place. So they valued her more, they favored her more. So I understand her wanting to live officially. Mimi venye tu nili
12 if possible.
Exactly. So not even so mimi naendi 12 wapi. She went, she told them ati kwanza Muthoni alisemanga this place is no longer satiating my hunger. Wakili
lazima tumie maneno.
Satiating.
The case.
Unawaambia they are no longer deep.
I know.
So as Muthoni is doing that mimi niko huko na mgoja. Nikamgoja akakuja, we walked out through the back gate. And the last time I saw this place was Jersey when I was going for Wanjirû's funeral in Nyeri, so I had to pit her there. So, and that was the last time.
Never went back.
Never.
Hold that thought. Let's stop it at that. So you've left. So we'll discuss the rest in the next episode. Please like, watch, share, and subscribe. See you.
Sam.